Before we get started, please like and subscribe. Let me know where you're watching from, and you can support the channel by clicking thanks or joining. Evan Carter had always believed that grief came in waves, but nothing prepared him for the way reality itself seemed to bend after his best friend Mason Hale died. Mason had been the kind of person who filled every room with reckless energy, a wild laugh, and ideas that never stopped. Losing him in that violent car accident 6 months earlier had torn something out of Evan so deeply that some days he felt he was walking around hollow, waiting for life to make sense again. But nothing about the night the first email arrived made any sense at all. Evan had been sitting alone in his dim apartment, the only light coming from the cold blue glow of his laptop screen. The hour was late enough that silence felt heavy, almost physical. Even the city traffic outside had died down, leaving only occasional distant echoes that sounded too far away to belong to anything human. Evan had been rereading old work messages, trying to distract himself from the anniversary of Mason's death. But the moment the notification chimed, sharp and unnatural in the quiet, something in his chest tightened. The sender name hit him like a punch. From Mason Hale. At first, Evan assumed it was spam, some random account or a cruel coincidence. He hovered his cursor over the name, expecting to find a fake address or one of those spoofed sender tricks. But the email listed was unmistakable. It was Mason's old personal address, the one he had used since college, the one Evan had watched him type thousands of times. The subject line was worse. "Are you still there?" His hands felt numb as he clicked. The body of the message contained only 5 words. "You did not listen, Evan." There was no signature, no timestamp error, no explanation. Just those words that felt like they crawled off the screen. Evan leaned back, breath unsteady, memories flooded in, sharp as broken glass. He remembered the last argument he and Mason had before the accident. Mason had insisted he was hearing things in his house, seeing shadows near the hallway mirror, feeling a presence following him from room to room. Evan had laughed it off, told him stress was messing with his mind. Mason had become angry, almost desperate, saying something terrible was coming and that he needed Evan to believe him. Evan had not listened, and then Mason was gone. Now, staring at the glowing screen, Evan felt an old guilt forming claws again inside his chest. He tried to rationalize. Maybe someone had hacked the account. Maybe this was some sick joke. But how would anyone know the exact phrasing Mason had screamed at him the night they fought? How would anyone know the private fear behind those words? Before he could think further, another notification appeared. New email from Mason Hale. This time, the subject line was blank. Inside was a single sentence. "Why did you leave me there?" Evan's heartbeat stumbled. There where? Could it be the crash site? Or the night Mason called him, begging him to come over? Or something even darker, something Evan had never understood. He typed back before his mind caught up with his fingers. "Who is this? How did you get this account?" He hit send. Almost instantly, a reply appeared. "You know where I am, Evan, but you keep pretending you do not. A chill crept up Evan's spine, slow and deliberate, as though the room had shifted around him. He pushed away from the desk and stood up, pacing. His reflection in the window looked pale, stretched, wrong somehow. Grief was a strange monster, he told himself. It twisted things. It made shadows look alive. Another message arrived. Open your front door. Evan froze. He stared at the screen, half expecting more words to appear, but nothing did. The air in the apartment felt charged, like before a thunderstorm. He listened. At first, he heard nothing. Then something faint, a slow, soft knock. 1, 2, 3. His throat tightened. Every instinct screamed not to move. The knock came again. Same rhythm, same patience, as if whoever or whatever was outside knew he was standing there terrified. Evan forced himself to take a breath. He stepped toward the door, each movement feeling heavy, disconnected from his body. He stopped inches away. He reached for the peephole. Then his phone buzzed. A text message from an unknown number. Do not look. His hand jerked back. The knock stopped. Silence pressed against the apartment walls. Evan moved backward until he was near his desk again. His laptop screen still displayed the last email from Mason. For a moment, he simply stared, barely breathing. Then the cursor began to move on its own. Letters appeared slowly, as though typed by invisible hands. You were supposed to help me, Evan, but now you will hear what I heard and see what I saw. It is not finished with me, and it has found you. The message stopped, but the typing cursor blinked, as if waiting. Evan's chest hurt with a deep, cold dread. Mason had spoken like this before he died, insisting something followed him, whispering through walls, pulling at the edges of mirrors. Evan had dismissed it as hallucinations from his insomnia, but now the words on the screen felt wrong, too heavy, too precise, too alive. His phone buzzed again. A new email. This one had an attachment, a single audio file, titled, Listen. Evan stared at it, fingers trembling. His instinct screamed not to click, but another message appeared beneath it. If you do not listen, it will knock again. The apartment felt too quiet, too still. Evan clicked. The audio began with static, broken and uneven. Then a faint voice emerged beneath it, shaking, whispering, desperate. Evan, it hurts. It followed me. It is still here. The voice was Mason, or something trying to sound like him. Evan staggered backward as the whisper rose into a distorted wail, a sound that did not belong in the world of the living. The recording cut off abruptly. The silence that followed felt wrong, almost charged. Then a new email appeared. Now open the door. Evan looked up slowly. The knocking began again, this time louder, and with every strike, the walls trembled. The knocking did not stop when Evan pressed his palms over his ears. It only grew heavier, more deliberate, as if whatever stood behind the door knew he was getting closer to breaking. His breath quickened into shallow pulls that scraped at his throat. The air in the apartment felt wrong again, too dense, too cold, like it was listening to him. He stumbled backward until his legs hit the edge of the coffee table, the pain barely registering. The sound continued in that same slow rhythm, each strike vibrating through the floorboards like a pulse. 3 knocks, a pause, 3 more, always the same. His phone lit up again. Another text from the unknown number. If you do not open, it will come in anyway. Evan's chest tightened. He wanted to believe it was a prank, but nothing about the night felt human anymore. The emails, the audio, the voice, pretending to be Mason. Nothing belonged to the sane world he understood. He forced his trembling hands to reach for the phone. Who are you? What do you want? The reply came instantly. I want what Mason wanted. For you to see. Evan's teeth clenched as he typed. See what? The answer arrived before he finished blinking. What took him? A shiver ran down his spine. He backed away from the front door, each knock landing harder. His eyes darted across the apartment. Shadows clung to corners they normally did not. The hallway to the bedroom seemed longer than usual, stretching slightly as though the apartment itself was breathing quietly in the dark. Another email notification pinged on the laptop. From Mason Hale. Subject, let me show you. Evan approached with dread curling inside him. The email contained an image attachment. He hesitated before clicking, but resistance crumbled under fear. The picture opened. Inside the frame was Mason, not as he had been alive, but sitting in a dim room Evan did not recognize. His skin looked pale gray, as if the color had been drained out. His eyes were too wide, dark and hollow. Behind him, something blurred and tall stood near the corner, outlined like a shadow wearing a body. Its shape was wrong, bending where nothing should bend, stretching where nothing should stretch. It was leaning toward Mason with a long shape like an arm, but not an arm resting against his shoulder. Below the image was a single line. It followed me here. Now it is at your door. Evan shoved the chair away from the desk, his chest seized with panic. The knocking at the door grew violent. Each blow seemed to crack the air. He stumbled toward the kitchen and grabbed the nearest thing resembling a weapon, a metal frying pan. Ridiculous, useless, but it was the only thing between him and whatever pushed against the door. The knocking stopped. Silence again. Thick, heavy, suffocating. Evan did not move, not even to breathe. The phone buzzed. You waited too long. Something scraped the door, slowly, deeply, as if sharp nails or long bones dragged across the wood. Evan lifted the frying pan higher, muscles straining. His laptop chimed again. Another message typed itself on the open email screen. It is inside. Evan spun around, expecting something behind him. Nothing, or maybe too many things he could not see. The apartment lights flickered once and went out, leaving only the blue pulse of the laptop screen illuminating the room with ghost-like coldness. He heard something moving behind the walls, soft at first, then louder, a wet dragging sound circling him like it searched for a way out or a way in. The sound crawled upward toward the ceiling, then across it. His eyes followed the noise as dust shook from above. His phone lit. You hear it like I did. You ignored me then. You cannot ignore it now. The ceiling creaked. A long crack formed above the doorway. Evan stumbled backward. In the dim blue glow, he saw something shift inside the crack. Something dark pushing through like liquid shadow, searching for an opening. The shape extended slowly, forming thin, elongated fingers, pressing outward, as though trying to peel the ceiling open. Evan ran, He sprinted down the hall into the bathroom and slammed the door behind him, locking it quickly. His breath came out shaky. He braced himself against the sink. The small room filled with the sound of his pounding heartbeat. For a moment, everything was silent again. Then his phone buzzed in his pocket. He stared at it. Dread curdled in his stomach. After a long moment, he pulled it out. Another email from Mason Hale. Subject: look at the mirror. Evan froze. No, the bathroom mirror reflected only his pale, sweating face. But he remembered what Mason once whispered months before his death. It waits behind mirrors. It speaks when you are alone. Evan stepped backward until he hit the wall. His phone buzzed again. Another email. Do not make me show you, Evan. Look! He shook his head violently. His breath fogged in the cold air, a detail that should not have happened indoors. He squeezed his eyes shut. Something tapped the mirror from the other side. Once, twice, 3 times. Evan's eyes shot open. His reflection stared back, but something behind it moved. Slow, deliberate, stretching tall like a shadow waking up. The reflection wavered like water disturbed by something enormous beneath the surface. Evan tried to run for the door, but the knocking came from there too. Fierce, loud, unnatural. The mirror pulsed again, less like glass, more like a membrane beginning to thin. His phone buzzed one more time. A final email. It got me through the mirror. It will get you too, unless you come to where it started. You know the place. Evan's chest tightened. He did know the place. Mason House. And as the mirror bulged outward, like something was pressing through the surface, Evan made his decision. He had to go back. He had to face whatever killed his friend, or let it break through the mirror and finish what it started. Evan drove through the night with a desperation that bordered on madness. His hands clutched the steering wheel so tightly that his knuckles turned white, the trembling refusing to leave his body no matter how many deep breaths he forced. The highway stretched endlessly ahead, a long ribbon of darkness broken only by scattered street lights that flickered like dying stars. He could feel himself sinking into a state that was neither shock nor panic, but something colder, something hollow that swallowed every rational thought. All he truly knew was that he had to reach Mason House before whatever waited behind the mirror finally broke through it. The audio file played again in his head. Mason voice, distorted, terrified, begging. The knocking on his apartment door still echoed in his bones, each impact a reminder that something ancient and hungry had found him. His phone sat face down on the passenger seat, screen still glowing, emails and warnings continuing to appear even as he drove. He refused to touch it. He refused to read another message until he reached the place where everything had begun. But the road was darker than he remembered, the trees lining the highway thicker, bending inward as if leaning closer to listen. The headlights carved tunnels of pale light through the fog that seemed to grow heavier the closer he came to Mason neighborhood. The strange mist rolled over the asphalt in slow waves, moving with purpose instead of wind. The steering wheel vibrated slightly, as though the car itself knew something waited ahead. As he passed the old gas station outside town, his phone buzzed. Once, twice, twice, then repeatedly in a frantic rhythm like an alarm. He swallowed hard and ignored it. His pulse thudded against his ribs in time with the vibrating phone. The world outside the windows looked wrong, almost blurred, as if the night itself rippled like disturbed water. He tightened his grip and kept driving. Finally, the familiar turn appeared. The wooden sign marking Mason Rural Road looked rotten, older than it should. Evan slowed and turned down the narrow path. Branches scraped along the sides of the car like fingers. The fog thickened around him, swallowing the trees until only the headlights carved a narrow circle of visibility. Then his phone buzzed with a different notification sound, a sound he had never heard before. He hesitated before picking it up. A new email from Mason Hale. Subject: "It knows you are coming." Evan breath caught against his better judgment. He opened it. The message contained only a picture, a photo taken from inside a house. Mason House. In the picture, the front door stood slightly open, and in the crack between door and frame, a tall shadow stretched across the floor, thin and twisted, its outline almost human but bent in ways that felt impossible. A caption appeared beneath: "Do not let it open the door for you." Evan threw the phone down and pressed the gas pedal. The car lurched forward. Mason House was just ahead, the familiar outline barely visible through the suffocating fog. The structure looked abandoned, sagging, the roof darker than he remembered. The windows reflected nothing. He slowed the car to a crawl and stared. No lights, no movement, but something heavy pressed against the air around the house, as if the atmosphere thickened with a weight that did not belong to the living. His phone buzzed again. Another email, this one from the unknown sender instead of Mason. "You must go inside. Before it does." Something shifted in the fog. A silhouette glided past the car, tall and thin, appearing for a moment in the headlights before vanishing into the mist. Evan's heart seized. He scrambled for the frying pan still on the passenger floor, gripping it like a lifeline. He stepped out. The air was icy, even though the night was warm. Each breath came out in visible clouds. The snow-like mist clung to his clothes, as though trying to pull him inward. The house loomed ahead, the porch sagging under its own age. As he walked closer, the boards creaked under his feet with sounds resembling distant whispers. He reached the door. It stood closed, not open the way the picture had shown. He hesitated. His hand hovered near the knob. Then his phone buzzed again. "Do not knock. It already heard you coming." Evan's teeth clenched. He turned the knob. The door opened with a long, slow groan, the sound stretching through the house like something waking up. The interior was darker than he remembered. The air smelled stale, damp, as though it had been sealed for decades. His footsteps echoed on the wood floor. Faint moonlight slipped through the windows, creating pale stripes across the dust. But the further he walked, the more he sensed the house breathing in slow, unnatural pulses. The hallway seemed longer, the shadows deeper. Shifting, he whispered Mason's name, but the house swallowed the sound. His phone vibrated in his hand. A new email from Mason Hale. Subject: upstairs. Evan froze. Mason bedroom. Where he had claimed the whispering always grew strongest. Evan moved slowly, every sense screaming to turn back. He reached the staircase. The air there felt colder, as though something waited above. The steps creaked beneath him. At the top of the stairs, darkness pooled thick like ink. Another email. Hurry, Evan. It knows you are here. He stepped into the hall. A cold wind rushed past him. Despite the windows being closed, the shadows stretched across the walls in unnatural directions. His breath came faster and faster. Then he saw the bedroom door open slightly. Inside, something shifted. Evan lifted the frying pan and pushed the door open. The room was empty, but the mirror on the far wall pulsed with a slow, rhythmic warping, its surface bending inward as though something pressed from the other side. Evan stepped closer despite every instinct screaming to flee. A new email arrived. This is where it came through. This is where it took me. Do not let it take you too. Look behind you. Evan froze. He heard breathing, not his slow, wet, ragged breaths directly behind him. His muscles locked. Fear rooted him in place. The breathing grew closer. He turned. Something tall and twisted stood in the doorway, blocking his only exit. Its limbs too long, its head bent at an impossible angle. Its shadow stretching across the room even though there was no light to cast it. Its face was a blur of shifting darkness, like a mask melting. It stepped toward him. The mirror pulsed harder behind him. Trapped between the thing in the doorway and the surface behind him, ready to break open, Evan did the only thing he could. He ran toward the mirror, straight into whatever waited on the other side. Evan braced himself for impact as he dove toward the mirror, expecting to collide with cold, unyielding glass. Instead, his body passed through the surface as if plunging into icy water. The sensation ripped the air from his lungs. His vision blurred into streaks of gray and black. Sound dissolved into a muffled hum, like he was sinking beneath an ocean made of darkness. Every instinct screamed to claw his way out, but his arms would not obey. Something pulled him deeper. A cold current twisted around him, dragging him through a space that felt both endless and suffocatingly tight at the same time. His heartbeat thundered in his ears. His limbs felt weightless. He tried to shout Mason name, but only a whisper escaped. Then his feet hit solid ground. He staggered forward, coughing, gasping. The first thing he noticed was the smell. Damp, earthy, almost metallic, like an old basement sealed for years. He wiped his eyes and looked around. There was no sign of the bedroom he had left behind, no sign of the creature in the doorway. Instead, he stood inside a narrow corridor carved from stone, its walls slick with moisture. Faint white light bled from cracks in the ceiling, though no visible source existed. The air vibrated with a low hum, steady like a pulse. He turned back. Behind him, the mirror shimmered on a stone wall, a ghostly rectangle surrounded by cracks. Through it, he could see Mason bedroom, but now distorted like a distant dream. Dark shapes moved in the room, shifting closer to the mirror surface. Evan instinctively reached out. His fingers touched only cold stone. The mirror no longer allowed passage. A new sound echoed through the corridor. Footsteps, slow, slow, uneven, as if something dragged one leg behind it. Evan gripped the frying pan tighter, though he knew it meant little here. He forced himself to breathe. His phone buzzed in his pocket. That was impossible. He had passed through something that should have erased any connection to the outside world. Yet the screen lit up with a new email from Mason Hale. Subject: keep walking. Evan hesitated for only a moment before stepping deeper into the corridor. The stone floor was uneven. Water dripped from somewhere in the distance, creating rhythmic echoes that distorted the longer he listened. The hum in the air grew louder. He felt it in his ribs, in his teeth, in his bones. The corridor gradually widened into a chamber lit by pale threads of white light that hung suspended in the air like floating cracks. He froze. In the center of the room sat Mason, or at least what was left of him. His form flickered like a projection, glitching in and out of reality. His skin was almost translucent, the veins beneath dark like ink spreading across paper. His eyes were too wide, reflecting the pale light like shards of glass. He looked up slowly as Evan approached. "You came, Mason?" Voice wavered, as if spoken underwater. "I did not want you to, but it was the only way." Evan's chest tightened. Mason's expression twisted into something between relief and horror. "It does not let go," Mason whispered. "Once it sees you, it follows until you break. It lives in places behind reflections, in the dark folds of rooms, in the cracks of thought. You never believed me. You thought I was losing my mind." Evan swallowed hard. Mason flickered again, his body glitching into a stretched silhouette before snapping back into shape. "I am losing my mind," Mason continued, "but it is not mine anymore." Suddenly the room darkened. The floating cracks of light dimmed. Something moved behind Mason, a tall shape that did not walk but drifted across the stone like smoke. Its limbs were too long, bending in segments that defied anatomy. Its head brushed the ceiling, though the ceiling rose higher when it approached, as if afraid to touch it. Evan felt the air pull from his lungs, as if the creature inhaled not air, but fear. Mason's voice dropped to a trembling whisper. "Do not look at its face." Evan kept his eyes fixed on Mason. The creature paused behind him, its form rippling. The chamber floor vibrated as if reacting to the thing presence. "It wants you now," Mason said, his words shaking. "What it took from me was not enough. It wants something stronger, someone who still belongs to the living." Evan stepped back. Mason lifted a trembling hand. "Do not run. If you run, it will chase you forever. If you stay, it will break you. There is only one place it cannot enter, the room where I first heard it. The place I begged you to believe me about. We must get there before it sees your thoughts." Evan blinked. "Sees my thoughts?" Mason nodded. "It does not hunt with eyes. It hunts with memory, fear, guilt. It finds you inside yourself." The creature behind Mason shifted. The sound resembled stone grinding and bone bending, and a faint whisper of a voice speaking backward. The chamber dimmed further until only Mason's faint glow remained. "Go," Mason said. "Go before it marks you." Evan's heart hammered against his ribs. He took a step back toward the corridor. The creature head tilted. The stone ceiling above them cracked. Dust rained down. Mason flickered violently. "It sees you." Mason's voice cracked. "Evan, run." The creature lunged. Evan sprinted into the corridor. the hum turning into a roar. The walls seemed to bend around him, pushing him forward and backward at the same time. The air rippled, distorting like heated metal. Behind him, he heard Mason scream a sound that dissolved into static. Then something massive collided with the chamber wall, sending a shockwave through the corridor that nearly knocked him off his feet. His phone buzzed again. "Do not stop." He ran faster. The corridor twisted unnaturally, stretching and narrowing. The walls pulsed like veins alive with dark energy. Light fractured around him. The ground tilted, his legs burned. The sound behind him grew closer, a scraping, sliding, unnatural motion. The creature was gaining. His phone buzzed again. Left turn now. He obeyed without thinking. The corridor veered abruptly, opening into another chamber, smaller than the first. In the center stood a metal door, rusted and chained shut. Marks, claw-like gouges covered the surface of the door. Something had tried to escape or enter. His phone buzzed again. That is where it began. That is where it cannot follow. Open it! Evan grabbed the chains. They were ice cold. He pulled with all his strength. The metal resisted, then cracked. The roar behind him grew louder. He tore at the chains again until they snapped. He shoved the door. It opened into darkness, thicker than anything he had seen. Behind him, the creature slammed into the corridor, screaming in a voice made of broken echoes. Evan stepped through the doorway. The door slammed shut behind him without his touch. Darkness swallowed Evan whole the moment the metal door slammed behind him. Not the kind of darkness created by the absence of light, but a living, suffocating void that pressed against his skin as though testing the shape of his body. He lifted a trembling hand, yet could not see even the faint outline of his fingers. The air was still colder here, dense enough to feel like liquid filling his lungs. He forced slow, careful breaths, though each inhale tasted metallic, like he was breathing rust. Then something shifted beneath his feet. He froze. The ground felt soft, almost like packed soil. But every few seconds, a faint tremor rolled beneath it, not from something far away, from something alive directly beneath him. He swallowed the rising terror and took a slow step forward. The ground pulsed again in response like a heartbeat. He tried to ignore it. Mason had said this was the only place the creature could not follow. But even if it could not enter, that did not mean he was safe. This place felt ancient and wrong, the kind of wrong that predated language. His phone buzzed. He jumped at the sound, which echoed unnaturally loud in the void. The glow from the screen was the only light, revealing a small circle around him. A new email appeared from Mason Hale. Subject: keep moving forward. Evan whispered, though the void swallowed his words. Mason, where am I? The reply arrived instantly. The place behind its voice where it waits to be born. A chill crawled slowly along his spine. He moved forward, guided only by the dim phone glow. The floor sloped downward, and soon he found himself walking through a tunnel carved from dark stone. The pulse beneath his feet continued steady, rhythmic, like breathing from something enormous buried deep below. A faint sound drifted from the darkness ahead, whispering, at first so quiet it blended with his own breath, then growing louder. Evan clenched his jaw. The words blurred together together as if spoken by multiple voices out of sync, murmuring secrets meant only for nightmares. His skin prickled. He kept going. The tunnel widened into a cavern. The ceiling rose impossibly high, disappearing into the void. His phone beam illuminated ancient markings etched into the walls. Spirals, lines, jagged symbols that hurt to look at directly, as if the shapes themselves rejected understanding. He approached one symbol. It pulsed faintly when his phone light touched it. He jerked back. The whispers grew louder. His phone buzzed again. Do not touch the marks. They are not stone. Evan's chest tightened. He forced himself to look closer without approaching. The symbols were not carved. They writhed, subtly shifting, twisting like threads of living shadow trapped inside the wall. He stumbled back, breath shaking. Something moved across the cavern floor. He raised his phone beam. A figure stood in the center of the cavern. A person, or something that once resembled one. Tall, thin limbs, two long joints bent in ways that felt painfully wrong. Its skin glistened pale like stretched wax. Its head turned slowly toward him with a creaking sound, like wet branches twisting. It had no eyes, but its face tilted as though studying him. Evan backed toward the tunnel, but the figure stepped forward soundless. He lifted the frying pan, though his shaking arms made it absurd. The whispers crescendoed, filling the cavern, their noise vibrating through his bones. The figure opened its mouth slowly, impossibly wide, stretching down its throat. A voice spilled out, but not its own. Evan. He froze. It was Mason's voice. Evan, it knows you are here. Evan took a step back. The figure followed in perfect mirror motion. You must reach the source. His dead friend voice continued. Before it reaches you, Evan managed to speak through trembling lips. Where is the source? The figure mouth twitched, then stretched wider, revealing rows of tiny needle-like teeth that did not belong to anything human. The voice inside shifted, warped, almost breaking. Down, deeper, where I heard it first, where it crawled out. Hurry, it is coming. The creature body jerked violently, as though something else struggled to control it. The whispers shifted into a roar. The figure spine bent backward, snapping into an unnatural arc. A new voice emerged from its mouth, one that did not sound human at all. Evan Carter. He stumbled back. The creature extended a long, trembling arm, reaching toward him, not to attack, but to point at something behind him. He turned. The cavern wall split open, not like stone cracking, but like flesh tearing. A gash stretched vertically, forming a dark opening, pulsing like a throat ready to swallow. From inside the wound, pale light flickered like lightning trapped within a body. Evan's breath hitched. His phone buzzed. Go inside before it closes. That is the path. Evan shook his head. Mason, this is insane. This place is alive. Another message came. I know. I told you it whispered to me. Now it whispers to you. Go, Evan, or it will find another way in. Behind him, the eyeless creature shuddered violently, its limbs twisting faster than human joints should move. The whispers rose into a scream that shook dust from the cavern ceiling. The wound in the wall pulsed again, beginning to close. Evan ran. He sprinted toward the gash and lunged through it just as it sealed behind him with a wet sound. He landed hard on solid stone. This room was different, brighter, washed in a pale glow that revealed a towering structure in the center, a pillar of black stone veins of light swirling through it like trapped lightning. The hum here was deafening, vibrating through his teeth. His phone buzzed one more time. You found the source. Do not touch it. Not yet. Evan stood motionless, staring at the towering black stone pillar before him. A monument that radiated a cold, ancient intelligence that felt older than the world itself. Pale threads of light pulsed through its veins in slow, rhythmic waves, as though the entire structure breathed. The hum that filled the chamber vibrated through his bones and sank into his thoughts, twisting them, pulling them in directions he did not want them to go. Each pulse felt like a whisper inside his skull, coaxing him, urging him to come closer. His phone buzzed again. He hesitated before lifting it, afraid of what he would see. From Mason Hale, subject, do not touch it. The warning appeared again beneath it, as if the message repeated itself by force. Do not touch it. Not yet. Evan swallowed hard. His voice came out thin and trembling. Mason, what is this place? His phone buzzed. The first place it spoke. The place where it learned to reach through reflections. Where it first looked at me. A cold wave of fear spread across Evan's chest. He stared at the stone pillar. The pale veins of light throbbed faster now, as if aware of him, aware of Mason words. He whispered, "Why bring me here?" The reply came instantly, "Because it cannot hide from you here. Because you can still fight it, but only if you see what I saw." Evan felt the pull again, that strange tug in his mind, an invitation or a threat he could not tell. His feet moved forward without command. He forced himself to stop. His breath trembled. The hum deepened. The chamber lights dimmed, leaving only the pillar throbbing with a cold pulse. He took a slow step backward, but the ground beneath him shifted like something stirred under the stone surface, awakening at his hesitation. His phone buzzed once more. "It shows you memories, but not yours. Mine and its own. You must survive them." Evan clenched his jaw. "What does that mean?" This time the reply took longer, much longer. His screen flickered, as if the phone struggled to hold the message together. "You must see it the way I saw it, or it will devour your thoughts and wear your mind like a shell." Evan's breath caught. Then the light from the pillar surged, blinding white. He threw his arms up, shielding his eyes, but the light pierced through his eyelids, burning shapes and shadows into his vision. The hum rose into a roar. When he finally opened his eyes, he was no longer in the chamber. He stood in a hallway, but not his hallway, not Mason House, and not the stone tunnel. This one was narrow. The plaster walls cracked and peeling, as though abandoned for decades. Dim yellow bulbs flickered overhead, swinging though there was no breeze. Evan's heart pounded. He recognized the place, even though he had never been here. This was a memory, not his. Mason. A distant sound echoed through the hallway, a whisper slithering through the walls. Evan turned toward it. his body moving without his command. The whisper grew louder, forming fractured words spoken by a voice that did not belong to anything human. Mason, look at me, listen. Evan pressed his hands over his ears, but the voice crawled under his palms into his skull. His vision swayed, the hallway stretched, twisting into impossible angles. The bulbs overhead blinked out one by one. Then he saw him, Mason, younger, healthier, eyes full of fear, stepping backward down the hall, staring at something Evan could not yet see. His hands shook violently. He whispered to himself, "It is not real. It is not real. It cannot be real." Evan shouted, but Mason did not react. Of course he could not. This was only a memory. The whispering rose again. A long, dark crack formed on the wall beside Mason, spreading like a fracture in glass. Something moved behind it, something tall. Mason turned and ran. Evan tried to follow, but his feet would not move. The memory forced him to watch. The crack widened. A long limb slid out, pale and thin, like bone wrapped in stretched flesh. The limb dragged downward, pulling the rest of the creature with it. Its body contorting, bending, pushing through the wall like liquid shadow given painful shape. Evan's breath hitched. So this was the moment Mason first saw it. The creature straightened its impossible frame, its head tilting with a slow, jerking movement. Its face was incomplete, as though sculpted by hands that lost interest halfway. It moved with a smoothness that made Evan's chest tighten. Pure wrongness given movement. It spoke. "Mason, you see me. Now you cannot unsee. Come back, come back, come back." Its words echoed inside Evan's head, though he was not the one being addressed. The world cracked, then shattered like glass thrown against stone. Evan fell. He landed again in the chamber before the pillar. His breath ragged, his skin slick with cold sweat. His knees nearly buckled. His phone buzzed. "Now you understand. It marked me the moment I saw it, and now it has marked you." Evan shook his head. No, Mason. I am not letting this thing inside my mind." Another message. You already did when you opened the email, when you listened, when you went to my house. It is inside the cracks of your thoughts now. Evan's chest tightened. He looked at the pillar, feeling its cold pull, the whispers swirling around him. How do I stop it? This time, there was no immediate reply. His screen flickered again, casting strange shadows across the chamber floor. Then the message slowly formed. "Break its anchor, break the pillar, before it finishes copying you." Evan stared at the massive stone structure, taller than a building, older than memory itself, pulsing with something that felt alive and hungry. "Break it! How?" His phone buzzed again. "With what it fears, with what it cannot imitate, with the living, with your will. Strike it, Evan. Strike before it strikes first." Evan took one step toward the pillar, clutching the frying pan like a lifeline. The hum intensified, roaring like an unspoken scream. The pillar veins glowed brighter, as if preparing to defend itself. Evan lifted the frying pan, and the entire chamber began to shake. The chamber floor lurched beneath Evan's feet, sending him staggering as the entire cavern trembled with a violent living force. Dust rained from the ceiling while the black stone pillar pulsed faster, its veins of pale light spiraling as though awakening fully. The hum deepened until it no longer sounded like vibration, but a growl, a warning, a threat. Evan gripped the frying pan tighter, every muscle coiled with fear and adrenaline. He could feel the presence inside the pillar, sensing him reacting to his defiance. His phone buzzed violently in his pocket. It felt hot, as if something inside strained to break through the screen. He forced himself to look. From Mason Hale, subject strike now. Another message appeared instantly below it, as though Mason was fighting against something that tried to stop him. Before it sees everything you are, before it finishes becoming you. Evan heart hammered. He raised the frying pan. The pillar veins brightened, stretching and twisting like frantic serpents. The hum grew so loud the air warped around him. He screamed and swung. The metal pan struck the stone with a deafening clang that shot a shockwave through the floor. Light exploded along the pillar surface. The pulse inside it convulsed like a wounded creature. A high-pitched wail filled the chamber, a sound that did not belong to anything living. Evan stepped back, breathing hard. The frying pan vibrated in his hands, nearly torn from his grip. He steadied himself and swung again and again. Each strike sent light tearing across the chamber like lightning. Cracks formed along the pillar surface, glowing with blinding white energy. His phone buzzed with a new message. Do not stop, Evan. It is fighting you. It knows it is dying. The ground heaved upward, pitching him off balance. The hum turned into a roar, the temperature dropping so sharply, frost formed across the stone floor. Shadows swarmed around the pillar, rising like smoke, forming shapes that almost resembled faces screaming in silence. They circled Evan, reaching for him, stretching long fingers of darkness that dissipated the instant they touched the pale glow. He swung again, the crack widened. A violent blast of energy threw him to the ground. His back slammed against the stone, and air shot from his lungs. He gasped, desperate to breathe. The pillar veins flickered wildly. The shadows shrieked in a chorus of agony, dissolving and reforming as if their very existence was unraveling. His phone buzzed again, but the screen flickered in glitching spasms, as though the message itself was damaged. It sees you, Evan. Finish. You must. The rest corrupted into distorted symbols. He dragged himself to his knees, pain stabbing through his ribs. The pillar pulsed harder, each contraction sending shock waves that fractured the chamber walls. The ceiling groaned. Chunks of rock fell narrowly, missing him. The air filled with the metallic taste of ozone. He pulled himself forward. The pillar veins dimmed for a moment, as if exhausted, then surged brighter in a violent flare. The roar inside it deepened into something almost intelligible. Shapes forming inside the light, like faces twisted by rage. Evan lifted the frying pan with both trembling hands. "This is for Mason," he whispered. He swung with everything he had. The pan struck the pillar core. Light erupted, swallowing the chamber. A howl tore through the air, vibrating every bone in his body. The pillar split open from top to bottom like a tree struck by a god. The crack spilled white energy that poured over the ground, burning away the shadows. Then came silence. Not real silence, but something deeper. A vacuum where even thought seemed suspended. The pillar shattered. A shockwave burst outward, not like an explosion, but like space collapsing and reforming. Evan was flung backward, his body hitting the stone wall. Darkness washed over him, though he remained conscious in a drifting half-state. The light dimmed, the hum vanished, and the chamber felt empty in a way that suggested something enormous had just died. He rolled onto his side, coughing. His ears rang. He lifted the frying pan. The metal was scorched, warped, no longer smooth, but etched with strange branching patterns, like lightning had burned into it. His phone buzzed weakly. From Mason Hale. Subject, thank you. Evan blinked, tears blurring his vision as he read the message that slowly appeared. You broke its anchor. You weakened it, but it is not gone. You must leave this place before the cracks swallow you too. Evan's throat tightened. Mason, are you still here? A long pause. Then words appeared slowly, as though written by someone fading. I am in the echoes, but not free. Not yet. You must finish what I could not. You must sever it completely before it becomes you. A sudden rumble shook the room. The floor split open in jagged lines of darkness. The walls twisted, bending inward like a throat preparing to swallow. The chamber groaned with a sound that felt alive. Evan staggered to his feet. The only exit was the direction he had come from, but the doorway had crumbled, leaving only a collapsing tunnel of twisting stone. His phone buzzed again. Run! Do not look back. If you look, it will follow you out. Evan sprinted, the frying pan clutched in his hand, his feet slamming against the trembling floor. The tunnel behind him cracked open, revealing spiraling voids that screamed without sound. The air warped around him, distorting his vision. The walls pulsed, convulsing like living muscle. He ran faster. The floor dropped suddenly like an elevator plummeting. He leapt, gripping the ledge as stone shattered beneath his feet. With a grunt, he pulled himself up and kept running. The chamber behind him imploded into a swirl of collapsing stone and shadow. His phone buzzed one final time. Do not stop, Evan. It is not dead, and now it is afraid of you. Light appeared ahead, a faint glow growing brighter. The tunnel widened, the walls steadied. He pushed himself harder. Lungs burning, legs aching, he burst through the final rupture of stone and fell forward, landing on cold wooden boards. He looked up and froze. He was back in Mason House. Evan lay sprawled across the dusty wooden floorboards of Mason House, his breath ragged, his limbs trembling from the violent journey out of the collapsing chamber beneath the world. The house was silent, except for the faint settling of loose plaster and the whisper of wind slipping through cracked windows. His chest rose and fell in uneven shudders as he forced himself to sit up. It took a moment for his eyes to adjust to the dim interior. He needed to understand where exactly he had emerged. The air in the house was different now, colder, heavier. The living room around him felt unchanged. yet somehow wrong. The objects looked slightly rearranged, as if he had stepped into a version of the house that remembered him, but not correctly. The shadows were deeper, the air filled with a faint whisper that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Evan looked down. His hands still clutched the frying pan, scorched black with veins of burned patterns twisting across its surface like ancient runes. The metal felt hot, alive even. He set it aside carefully, breathing through the residual pain. His phone buzzed. The sound echoed through the room, unnaturally long, as if repeated by something unseen. From Mason Hale, subject you escaped. Evan stared at the message, unease spreading through him. Barely, he whispered. Another buzz. Not barely. Not luck. You hurt it. You made it afraid. But that means something worse. Evan typed with shaking fingers. What worse? I destroyed the pillar. You told me that was the anchor. A moment passed. Then text appeared slowly, as though Mason words fought through static. You destroyed one. The first. But it made others. It spreads itself through reflections, through voices, through memory. It built many anchors. Evan felt the dread settle deeper inside him. He was no longer dealing with a single ancient object, but something that replicated itself. He asked, how many? The reply chilled him. Enough to find you wherever you go, unless you stop it now, entirely. Before Evan could respond, a floorboard near the hallway creaked. A slow, heavy step followed another, then another. He stiffened, holding his breath. The footsteps were deliberate, unhurried, as though whatever moved did not need to rush. A faint scraping sound accompanied each step, like claws dragging along the floor. Evan grabbed the frying pan. His phone buzzed again. Do not let it see your eyes. If it sees your fear, it will take your thoughts next. Hide, Evan. Hide now. Evan ducked behind the overturned couch, his heartbeat pounding so loudly he feared the creature could hear it. The footsteps entered the living room. He saw its shadow stretch across the floor, impossibly long, bending along angles that did not match the creature shape. From behind the couch, he saw a glimpse of its leg, white and thin, like stretched sinew over bone. It paused, sniffing the air or sensing his presence. The shadows around it writhed like living smoke. Then a sound issued from its throat, a long, slow inhale. Evan Carter. Evan hands tightened around the frying pan. The creature voice sounded almost like Mason, but broken, echoing backward and forward at the same time. It stepped closer, its shadow crawling up the wall, stretching across the ceiling. Evan's phone buzzed again. He almost cursed aloud. He silenced it quickly and glanced at the message. Do not run. Do not speak. Let it pass. It cannot see what you do not give it. The creature moved through the room slowly, scanning for movement, sensing fear more than sound. Its head jerked in unnatural motions every few seconds, its neck bending like a poorly constructed puppet. It paused inches from the couch. Evan held his breath until his lungs burned. After an agonizing moment, the creature drifted past him, crossing the room and disappearing into the hallway shadows. His phone buzzed once more. It cannot stay long. It is weak now that you broke the pillar. You must go to the next anchor before it regains strength. Evan whispered, "What next anchor? Where?" Silence. His phone flickered. The message appeared in fragmented bursts. "In the place where we first saw the world wrong, where you did not believe me, where it whispered through the walls. Your house, Evan, it built an anchor there. After I died, the words hit him like ice water. My house." Another message formed slowly. It waited because it needed you alone, needed you broken, needed you ready for it. You must destroy that anchor, or it will finish copying you, copying me. He stared into the dark hallway where the creature had vanished. "Mason, what does that mean?" The reply came, "It wants to become you, to wear you, to step into your world." The emails, the voice, the knocking, all of it. Was it learning you, imitating you? Soon it will not need your fear. It will use your memories instead, and no one will know. It is not you. Evan felt his chest tighten. How do I destroy it? How do I stop this thing? For a moment the phone screen dimmed. Then one sentence appeared. "You already have what you need. You took it from the first pillar. The pan, it burns it because you carry life, and it does not know how to be alive." Not yet. Evan looked at the frying pan again. The scorched veins glowed faintly like embers pulsing in sync with his heartbeat. Another creak echoed from the hallway. It had returned. His phone buzzed. "Go now through the back door. Do not go near the mirrors, or it will pull you in again." Evan moved quickly but quietly, crouching low and circling around the couch. His body trembled with exhaustion and fear, but adrenaline forced him into motion. The creature shadow filled the hallway, its form drifting back toward the living room. As though drawn to his fear, he reached the back door, gripping the frying pan. The door handle felt ice cold. He twisted it slowly. The wood groaned. The creature head jerked. Evan yanked the door open and sprinted into the night. Cold air bit into his lungs as he ran through the backyard, past dead grass and the faint silhouettes of old trees. He did not look back. He heard the creature slam against the doorway, but not follow. It hissed a sound like static and broken words. Evan kept running until he reached his car. His phone buzzed one final time. "Hurry home before it does." Evan grip tightened on the steering wheel as he sped through the empty back roads, leaving Mason House behind him. Branches scraped along the car exterior like skeletal fingers trying to claw their way inside. The headlights cut through the darkness in narrow beams that barely pushed back the night. Every few seconds he glanced at the rearview mirror, expecting to see the creature's silhouette rising out of the shadows behind him, but the road remained empty. The only movement came from drifting mist rolling in slow, twisting waves across the pavement. His breath trembled in his throat. The frying pan rested on the passenger seat, glowing faintly with those ember-like veins pulsing in sync with his heartbeat. It looked alive. It felt alive. He did not understand how metal could hold whatever power he had absorbed from the first broken pillar, but he no longer questioned it. It was the only weapon he had. His phone buzzed again, vibrating violently against the dashboard. He picked it up, hesitating. From Mason Hale. Subject: it is already moving. Evan exhaled shakily. Moving where? The reply appeared instantly. To your house. To your anchor. To your reflection. It is trying to become you faster than before. Breaking the first pillar made it desperate. Evan's chest tightened. He slammed his foot down on the accelerator. The tires screeched as the car shot forward. The fog thickened, stretching across the road like living tendrils. His headlights flickered. Static crackled through the car speakers, though the radio was off. He whispered, "Mason, how do I destroy the second anchor?" For several seconds, the phone remained dark. Then a message glitched onto the screen letter by letter. In your house, in the room you never entered again. Since that night, since you saw something and refused to remember it. A chill rippled down Evan's spine. He had tried to forget that night. He remembered waking to static pouring from his bedroom mirror. He remembered something moving inside it, like a shadow crawling on the other side of glass. He had slammed a towel over the mirror and refused to step into the room again. He had told himself it was sleep paralysis, hallucination, exhaustion, anything but real. But now he knew it had been real. The fog around his car thickened until he could barely see the road. The headlights dimmed further, then flickered again. His phone vibrated violently. From Mason Hale. Subject: do not slow down. Subject: do not stop. Subject: do not let it catch you in the fog. Evan's heart hammered. He leaned forward, gripping the wheel as he forced the car to cut through the smothering mist. Shapes flickered in the fog, human-like, pale, reaching. His breath caught as a face appeared inches beyond the glass. Hollow eyes, a stretched mouth, but it dissolved into mist the moment the headlights struck it. His phone buzzed again. It is pulling memories from you. You broke its body. Now it wants your mind. Do not look at anything outside. None of it is real. Another shape appeared at the edge of his vision. Mason, or what looked like Mason. His expression contorted in hopeless pleading. Evan clenched his jaw, refusing to turn. Not real, not real, not real. A hand slapped against the driver's side window, Evan jerking in shock. The fog swirled into a humanoid shape again, shifting like smoke, trying to form a face. Evan forced himself to stare at the road ahead. The shape dissolved into static. His phone buzzed again. You must reach your house before it finishes taking shape inside your mirror. The moment Evan turned onto his street, the fog peeled away suddenly like a curtain being yanked aside. His house sat ahead, dark, still, silent, too silent. No light, no movement, but something in the air felt wrong. Heavy, distorted. The windows reflected nothing, not even the headlights. He pulled into the driveway, barely shifting the car into park before jumping out. The frying pan pulsed with light in his grip. His hands trembled from adrenaline and dread. As he approached the front door, his phone buzzed again. It is inside. Do not let it see you in the doorway. Go around the back. Go through the dark. Do not use the lights. It sees better in the light. Evan swallowed hard. and moved around the house toward the back door, stepping carefully through dead leaves and brittle branches. Every sound echoed unnaturally loud. The house seemed to breathe. Evan eased the back door open. It creaked softly. He froze. No sound came from inside. The kitchen lay in complete darkness, except for faint static drifting in the air like a low whisper. His phone vibrated. Do not speak. Do not breathe loudly. It listens through cracks, through reflections, through silence. Evan entered the house, slowly closing the door behind him. The frying pan glow illuminated only inches around him. The kitchen counters were covered in dust, though he had cleaned them days earlier. Something had settled over the house in his absence. A presence that absorbed life. He stepped into the hallway. A low hum seeped from his bedroom door at the far end, a sound exactly like the pulsing of the first pillar. His stomach twisted. No, not again. He moved forward, each footstep measured, careful. The air grew colder with every step. The hum swelled into a slow, beating pulse. His phone buzzed. The anchor is behind the mirror. The thing you covered. The thing you tried to forget. Break it before it breaks you. Evan's hand shook as he reached the bedroom door. It was half open. He nudged it gently with the frying pan. The door groaned as it swung inward. The mirror on the far wall shimmered. The towel he had placed over it years ago now lay crumpled on the floor. The glass surface rippled like water disturbed by a quiet breeze. Shapes moved inside it, shadows sliding across one another, forming almost faces, almost bodies. Evan felt his breath seize. This was the anchor. This was where it had grown. This was where it was becoming him. He stepped inside. The mirror pulsed. A voice spilled from it. Evan, come back. Come inside. Let me finish you. It was his voice, his own voice. His phone buzzed a final time. Hit it. Do not hesitate. Destroy the reflection, or it will walk out wearing your face. Evan raised the frying pan. The mirror rippled harder. A hand pressed from inside, stretching the glass outward. His own hand. He screamed and swung with all the strength he had left. The frying pan struck the mirror with a metallic crack that vibrated through every bone in Evan's body. The glass surface shuddered like liquid, not solid, splintering outward in ripples instead of shards. His reflection distorted, stretching into impossible shapes before snapping back into a twisted version of himself. The voice from within the mirror screamed in a pitch that tore into his skull. Evan, do not break me. Let me inside. But the voice was wrong, deeper, layered with tones that did not belong to human vocal cords. Evan gritted his teeth and swung again. The glass convulsed violently. A second reflection appeared behind the first, its face disfigured like melting wax. Its eyes, hollow pits. Both reflections pressed their palms against the inside of the glass, sending cracks spider-webbing through the surface. The room vibrated with each impact, the pulsing energy of the anchor fighting back. The hum grew louder, echoing through the walls, through the floor, through Evan's chest, until he could barely draw a breath. The mirror bulged outward in several places like something enormous was pushing through a membrane. His phone buzzed violently. From Mason Hale, Subject hit it again before it pulls you through. Evan screamed and swung the frying pan a third time. This blow landed with enough force to rattle the entire room. The mirror split down the center light, erupting from the crack like a wound. Tearing open, a shriek poured out, no longer sounding like his own voice, but like a chorus of voices screaming in reverse. The reflections inside fractured into dozens of images of himself, all distorted, all watching him from angles that did not exist. Then they blinked out at once. A violent shockwave blasted outward, hurling Evan backward. He hit the wall hard, pain shooting through his shoulders. The frying pan clattered across the floor, but he scrambled after it. Instinct driving him more than control. The mirror pulsed one last time, the remaining glass trembling as though breathing. Then the anchor collapsed. The mirror shattered into dust, not shards floating upward instead of falling, drifting like ash caught in a cold wind. The pulsing hum died instantly, leaving a vacuum of silence so deep Evan could hear his own heartbeat slamming inside his ears. He staggered to his feet, breathing in ragged gasps. It was over, except it wasn't. A faint whisper drifted through the room, not from the mirror, from the walls themselves, from underneath the floorboards, from the air. Evan, he spun, gripping the pan. Mason, no answer. His phone buzzed again. The screen flickered, struggling to display the message. Static lines cut through the text, as if something interfered with the signal. Not finished. It left a piece behind your walls, behind your mind. It will grow again unless you find the last anchor. Evan typed back with shaking fingers. How many anchors are there? The response came slowly, each word appearing after a long delay. 3, always 3. 1 for memory, 1 for thought, 1 for flesh. You broke the memory anchor. You broke the thought anchor. Now it will try to become you. Physically, it will seek the last one. The one it built inside what remains of me. Evan froze. Mason, where is the last anchor? The reply seemed to take longer than all the others. When it appeared, the words chilled him to his core. In the place where they kept my body. In the cold. In the drawer. Where I never woke up. Evan felt his stomach drop. The morgue. The anchor the creature would use to take on flesh to finish what it had started before Mason died was inside Mason remains. His phone buzzed again. It will reach it soon. It moves through reflections, through surfaces, through cracks. You must destroy it first, before it becomes something that cannot die. Evan pressed his hand to his forehead, fighting the wave of nausea that rolled through him. How do I get to the morgue in time? How do I stop it once I am there? Another message. I will guide you, but hurry. It grows faster now. Your blows weakened it, but also enraged it. Every second you wait, it becomes more like you. Evan shoved the phone in his pocket, grabbed the frying pan and ran into the hallway. The house felt wrong again. The shadows were thicker, pressing against the walls, as though trying to hold form. The floorboards groaned under his feet in ways that sounded too much like breaths. As he passed the bathroom, he saw movement in the mirror. He froze. His reflection, but it did not match his movements. It tilted its head slowly, staring at him with eyes too dark, too deep. A smile spread across its face, a smile he could feel but was not making. The reflection lifted its hand, pressing it against the inside of the glass. "Come back!" Avon bolted down the stairs, nearly tripping as he grabbed his keys and stumbled through the front door. The moment he stepped outside, the night air hit him like a slap, cold, biting sharp. The fog that had collected earlier had returned, but this time it rolled like a living tide, weaving through the yard in hungry tendrils. He reached his car. The interior lights flickered the moment he opened the door. His headlights dimmed, then surged back on as the engine roared to life. His phone buzzed again as he sped down the street. Do not look in the mirrors, not the rear view, not the windows, not even your shadow. It will use any reflection to take your place. Evan's heart pounded. He tore the rearview mirror off the windshield and threw it into the passenger seat. He avoided looking at the windows, relying only on the faint shapes of the road. The morgue was 20 minutes away. He prayed the creature needed just a little longer to reach it. But deep in the fog, something moved, keeping pace, waiting, learning him, becoming him, one step at a time. Avon drove faster than he had ever allowed himself to drive in his life. The road stretching before him in a blur of darkness and broken lines. The glowing frying pan lay on the passenger seat, pulsing with faint waves of light that reflected off the dashboard like a heartbeat outside of time. His pulse raced in sync with it, though his chest ached from terror more than exertion. The fog that stalked him earlier had thinned, but something still lingered in the air, something unseen watching from the corners where the headlights could not reach. He resisted the urge to glance at the windows. He remembered Mason warning, no reflections, not even shadows. His phone buzzed once, cutting through the silent tension. From Mason Hale. Subject, it is close. Another message followed immediately as if pushed forward by urgency. Faster, Evan. It found a path. The morgue's walls are full of metal, full of reflection. It is already inside. Evan's grip tightened on the steering wheel. The tires screeched around a tight curve leading toward the small town hospital. Its dull glow appeared faintly in the distance, like a lighthouse swallowed by storm clouds. His breathing quickened, his thoughts twisted into a spiral. He could feel the creature drawing closer, not in body, but in awareness, as though it learned every breath he took, every fear that flickered through him. He spoke aloud, voice trembling. Mason, how do I kill something that moves through reflections? How do I stop something that can become me? His phone buzzed. You break the last anchor, the flesh anchor, but it will fight harder, because once you destroy that one, it dies, truly dies. Evan swallowed hard. The morgue came into view behind the hospital building, its entrance lit by a single flickering security lamp. He parked several spaces away, afraid his headlights might cast a reflection that the creature could use. He grabbed the frying pan, its surface warm, pulsing with an energy he feared to understand. Fog rolled over the ground as he approached the morgue door. Thick, heavy fog, far too cold for the night. It swirled around his feet as though alive. He stepped through it and reached for the metal door handle. His phone buzzed again. Do not touch the metal. It can travel through the shine. Evan jerked his hand back. His breath caught. He looked around. A loose brick lay near a landscaping bed. He grabbed it instead and struck the metal handle with it until the door latch bent enough for him to pull it open, using the brick as leverage. The door creaked, a sound that echoed like a groan. Inside, the morgue was pure stillness. Cold white fluorescent lights flickered overhead. Walls of stainless steel gleamed like silver tombs. Evan's chest tightened, reflections everywhere. Hundreds of mirrored surfaces, each capable of hiding the creature. The smell of disinfectant mixed with something older, something stale and metallic. His phone buzzed, pulling his gaze. I am inside, not me. It found my body. It waits there, waiting to be whole. Evan's heart cracked. The idea of facing whatever remained of Mason body twisted something deep inside him. He typed, "What do I do when I find it?" The reply came with chilling simplicity. Burn it. Break it. Do not let it stand. A distant clang echoed down the hallway. Then another, slow, rhythmic. Footsteps, but not human ones. They clicked sharply like bones striking metal, walking with a deliberate cadence. Evan raised the frying pan and stepped carefully into the room. The footsteps grew louder. Rows of body drawers lined the walls. The third row, second drawer, had Mason name engraved on a small metal plate. Evan approached, yet kept back wary of the reflective metal. His pulse thundered. Each breath felt like swallowing shards of ice. His phone buzzed again. I am sorry, Evan. You should not see me like this. A soft scraping sound echoed behind the drawer. Evan froze. Suddenly, the metal door began to bulge outward, as if something inside was pushing against it. The bolts strained. The drawer handle rattled. Evan whispered, "No, no, no." The drawer door burst outward with a deafening crack. Evan leapt back just in time. The frying pan raised defensively. The metal door slammed onto the floor, clattering. The lights flickered. From inside the open drawer, something shifted. A pale arm extended outward. The skin stretched thin and gray like wax. Another arm followed. Then the whole upper torso lifted itself from the drawer. Evan's breath shattered into fragments inside his chest. It was Mason, or what remained of him, but not as Evan remembered. The body had hollowed, sunken features, skin clinging to the skull, eyes pure black voids that swallowed the room. The corpse mouth opened in a slow, cracking grin. Evan, you came back. The voice was wrong, wet, layered. A distortion echoing beneath a whisper. His phone buzzed, but Evan could not tear his gaze away. The corpse climbed down, sliding onto the floor. It moved jerkily, almost puppet-like, with limbs bending backward before correcting themselves. It extended a hand toward him. "Let me finish. Let me wear you." The creature face spasmed, flickering rapidly, shifting between Mason features and grotesque parodies of Evan's own face. Its form rippled, as though learning how to shape itself. Evan screamed and swung the frying pan. The pan collided with the thing's skull with a sickening crack. Light erupted from the impact like sparks from a dying fire. The corpse shrieked an inhuman sound vibrating the walls. It staggered but did not fall. It lunged. Evan barely dodged, grabbing a rolling medical tray and hurling it aside to block the path. The corpse smashed through it, sending instruments clattering across the tile. It rushed again, faster this time. Evan swung the frying pan once more, striking the creature chest. The scorched veins on the pan burst with bright energy burning into the corpse. Smoke curled from the wound. The creature screamed. Its arms twisted, stretching toward him. Evan struck again and again, each blow sending bursts of burning light into decaying flesh. The creature writhed, shrieking, its form beginning to collapse inward. His phone buzzed one final time. Finish it. End this. Free me. With one last desperate cry, Evan raised the frying pan overhead and brought it down on the creature's skull. The body convulsed violently. Then it collapsed into a lifeless heap, the dark energy leaking from it, dissolving into the tile like dissipating ink. Silence followed. Evan stood trembling, staring at what remained of Mason body tears, blurring his vision. He whispered softly, "I am sorry, Mason. I am so sorry." His phone buzzed. "Thank you, but it is not over. Not yet." Before Evan could respond, the morgue lights flickered again, and something deep inside the walls began to move. The silence in the morgue was not relief, it was warning. Evan stood over the collapsed imitation of Mason body, chest heaving, sweat freezing against his skin in the cold, sterile air. The creature no longer moved, no longer breathed with stolen lungs, but something in the room refused to release him. A tension clung to the walls, a presence threaded through every reflective surface. He crouched beside what remained of Mason, swallowing the ache forming in his throat, even twisted and hollow. The outline of his friend lingered there. Evan reached out but stopped himself, afraid that even the contact might open another door for the thing still lurking in the dark. His phone buzzed. A new message from Mason Hale. Subject: "Do not touch me." Evan jerked his hand back. The message continued. It left a piece in there. Not alive, not dead. A seed. Do not let it touch your skin. Evan stood slowly, gripping the frying pan so tightly his knuckles whitened. A faint scratching echoed through the morgue walls. Steady, persistent, as if dozens of fingers dragged along metal from the inside. He tightened his jaw. "Mason, what is still here?" The reply appeared with difficulty, letters flickering like a candle in dying air. The last anchor. Not in me, around me, behind the walls. It grew while I was gone. It is almost whole. Before Evan finished reading, a low rumble vibrated the tiled floor. Stainless steel drawers rattled in sequence, like the morgue itself was exhaling. The lights overhead flickered violently. A long, thin crack split across the far wall, not in the paint, not in the drywall, in the metal itself. Evan took a step back. The crack widened, glowing faintly with an inner pulse, the same unnatural cadence he had heard beneath Mason House, beneath the stone pillar, beneath everything. The hum returned, vibrating in the air. In Evan teeth, in the frying pan, the wall bulged outward. Once, twice, then a long, deep groan swept through the morgue. Like a beast waking from beneath the earth. His phone buzzed again. Evan, it learned faster this time. Because it used me. Because it used you. It is not trying to imitate anymore. It is trying to exist. The crack split open. Metal peeled like flesh. Cold air surged from the widening hole. Carrying a smell Evan recognized instantly, the scent of the cavern beneath the mirror, the scent of the dead pillars, the scent of the thing breathing behind the reflections. A shape formed inside the breach, not Mason, not Evan, something in between. It grew as it pushed through the wall, its limbs forming and dissolving in repeating loops as though the creature tried different versions of itself in milliseconds. It studied its own flesh, creating, revising, improving. Its skin shifted through textures human, stone, shadow, liquid until it settled on something close to human but not close enough. Its face was the worst part. It blurred between Evan features and a twisted expression that never truly formed. Like an unfinished thought, the creature stepped fully into the morgue. Evan's lungs seized. Every instinct screamed to run, but his legs locked. The creature spoke with a broken, layered voice. Evan, I am almost you. Just one piece left. Give it. Give me your breath. The walls shook. The morgue drawers slammed open and shut in a violent rhythm. Reflections began to move on their own, echoing distorted images of the creature shifting toward him. His phone buzzed again. Do not breathe when it asks. If you give it breath, it will take your voice. If you speak, it takes your words. If you look, it becomes your eyes. A new message followed quickly. You can kill it, but only now, while it is still unfinished. Do not let it finish. Evan swallowed the rising terror. He gripped the frying pan. The veins across its surface glowed brighter, responding to the creature presence. The creature tilted its head, studying him. You are afraid. I am learning how to use that. Then it moved. Not fast, not slow, but with a terrible certainty. Evan swung. The frying pan struck the creature's shoulder. Light erupted. Its body shuddered, flesh rippling away, then stitching itself back together. It shrieked in a warbled voice that twisted between anger and triumph. Evan swung again. Another burst of light. Another scream. The creature lunged. They collided against the metal drawers. The corpse-like entity grabbed Evan's wrist with unbelievable strength, its fingers cold as the grave. He dropped to one knee, trying to break free. The creature leaned close. Its face shifted into his own. It whispered, I see you now. I am you. Evan slammed the frying pan upward with all his strength. The pan crushed into the creature's jaw, splitting its unfinished face. Light blasted outward. The creature staggered back, clutching its dissolving features. The morgue lights exploded, showering sparks. The only illumination came from the frying pan and the creature's fractured body. His phone buzzed again. A final message from Mason. The core in its chest. Strike the core. Do it now, before it remembers how to live. The creature chest pulsed with bright veins twisting in frantic patterns. Evan rushed forward and swung the pan into its sternum. The glow intensified blindingly. ending, the creature shrieked a sound so piercing, it rattled the metal drawers off the walls. Evan struck again and again and again. The core cracked, then split. The creature body convulsed, as if sucked inward toward its own collapsing center. It folded into itself, shrinking, twisting, screaming in a voice that no longer sounded human or inhuman, but something between. In one final violent flash, it imploded, leaving only a smear of dark dust across the morgue tiles. The hum stopped. The air stilled. The reflections went silent. Evan collapsed to his knees, gasping for breath. The frying pan dimmed, its veins losing their glow. His phone buzzed. One last message. Evan, it is over, but do not leave yet. There is something I must tell you. The morgue fell quiet. Too quiet. Evan raised the phone. The next message began to appear, slowly, reluctantly. A message not from Mason, not from the creature, but from someone else. Someone who should not be able to write at all. From unknown. Subject: Evan, I am not gone. I never was. Do you hear me? Do you remember what we did before I died? The message continued forming, letter by letter, as something moved. Behind Evan, in the dark, Evan froze as the final message continued to appear across his phone screen, letter by letter, as if typed by fingers that did not exist in this world. His breath caught in his throat. The morgue was silent now. The creature destroyed the air, still the reflections dead, and yet something wrote to him, something that should not have survived. From unknown, subject: Evan, I am not gone. I never was. Do you hear me? Do you remember what we did before I died? A chill slithered down his spine. What we did before he died. He shook his head. That made no sense. He and Mason had argued that night, yes, but they had done nothing else. They had not done anything worth haunting. They had not done anything that could have created this thing that hunted him. Evan tightened his grip on the frying pan, though its veins no longer glowed. He typed with trembling fingers. Who are you? The reply came instantly. You know me. You forgot me. You chose to forget, but I did not forget you. A soft scraping echoed from the far corner of the morgue. Evan turned quickly, raising the pan. The shadows there seemed thicker than before, not moving but watching. The sound ceased. His phone buzzed again. Turn around, Evan. I am here. He spun eyes, scanning the darkness. Nothing moved, only silence. But when he looked back at his phone, a new line had appeared. Not there, in your mind, in the place you locked away. Evan felt his pulse spike. A memory flickered at the edge of his awareness. Something faint. Something drowned under years of refusal. He tried to shake it off. Another message. Mason remembered. But you forgot. You forced yourself to forget. But I did not. Evan's voice broke as he whispered. What did I forget? What happened before Mason died? The morgue lights flickered. A hum returned, though softer than before, like a dying echo from the creature core. His phone screen dimmed, then brightened, revealing a new sentence. You heard it first. Not Mason. You brought it to him. Evan felt the floor shift beneath him. His vision swam. That was impossible. Mason had been the one who first complained about whispers, shadows, mirrors. Mason had been the one who saw the creature first. Not him. His phone vibrated again. Before the argument, before the accident, before the emails. You saw it in your mirror. The same night you called me, the same night I came over, and you pretended nothing happened. He pressed a hand against his forehead as a distant, painful memory tore open. A memory he had forced down for years. He remembered waking to static in his bedroom. He remembered looking in the mirror. He remembered seeing something behind him, something pale, something watching. He had screamed. He had called Mason. He had begged him to come over. But when Mason arrived, Evan had denied everything, embarrassed by the panic, convinced it was exhaustion. He remembered Mason confusion. He remembered Mason fear. He remembered pushing him away with anger. The phone buzzed. You saw it first. It marked you. It followed your voice in the call. It came with me when I left your house. It did not find him. You gave it to him. Evan dropped the phone. It clattered against the tile, sending echoes through the morgue. He backed away, breath shaking. No, that is not true. That cannot be true. I didn't, I never. The message continued, even with the phone on the floor, the speaker emitting the words in a whispering electronic hum. You carried it in your reflection. You passed it to him. You are the reason it found him. You are the reason it killed him. You are the reason it almost became you. Evan screamed, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." He slammed the frying pan into the floor. The sound ricocheted through the morgue. The shadows quivered. The lights dimmed. The phone continued. If you want forgiveness, find me. Finish what you started. He picked it up, hands trembling violently. Find you where? The reply came slowly, painfully. In the last place. In the place between. In the crack you made when you broke the first anchor, in the place where everything leaks through. Evan's heart sank. The cavern, the collapsing realm behind the mirror, the place he thought he had escaped. He typed, "That place is gone." It collapsed. It imploded. The reply corrected him. It did not die. It moved. It follows the one who breaks its doors. It lives under what you see, under places you know, under your house, under the morgue, under you. Evan stared at the floor. A faint vibration trembled beneath the tiles. His phone buzzed. It is opening again, because it wants you back, because you left something behind, because you still owe it a piece. The frying pan flickered with a faint dying glow, as though reacting to something rising beneath the building. A deep crack formed across the morgue floor. Not a normal crack, a perfect straight line jagged with pulsing light. Evan stumbled backward. No, not again, not again. The crack widened, and the same pale cavern light spilled through. The same hum rose. Is weaker, but still alive, still reaching. His phone buzzed. Come back, Evan. This time, come all the way. Finish it. Set me free. The floor collapsed beneath him. He fell into darkness once more. Evan plunged through darkness again. But this time the descent felt different, faster, colder, more deliberate. It It was no longer gravity dragging him down. It was something with intention, something that recognized him, something that wanted him back. Wind roared past his ears, though there was no air. Light flickered above him, then vanished. His stomach twisted and his lungs begged for breath, as if the fall pulled the life out of him. Then suddenly, impact. He hit solid ground hard enough to send shock waves up his spine. His palms scraped across cold stone. For a moment he remained still, trembling, listening to the hollow echo of his arrival. When he finally pushed himself upright, he realized immediately where he was, or rather, where he had been. The cavern. But it was different now. The once narrow corridor was wider, stretching endlessly into a haze of pale light. What had been stone walls now appeared like translucent membrane, pulsing gently with slow, rhythmic waves. It felt more alive than before, as if the realm itself had awakened and grown since he last escaped. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He feared touching it, but he pulled it out anyway. The glow reflected against the membrane walls like ripples of water. From unknown. Subject: you finally came back. Another line followed almost instantly. Good. We can finish this now. Evan swallowed hard. Unknown, he typed with shaking hands. Who are you? Before the reply appeared, a distant sound rolled through the cavern. A moan, long and echoing. Not human, not creature, something in between, something newly born, something hungry. His phone buzzed. You know me. You pushed me down here. You tried to bury me. Evan tensed. Tell me your name, he typed. The reply came. You already know it, but you locked it away, like you locked away the night you saw me, the night you created me. Evan pulse quickened. Created, he typed. I didn't create anything. The phone vibrated violently. The message formed slower now, as if something strained behind each word. You did. You split yourself. You broke in half. The night you saw the thing in the mirror. The night you begged Mason to come. The night you denied what you saw. Evan shook his head. No, that wasn't me. That thing was not me. The reply came instantly. It was not. But I am. I am the part of you that stayed here. The part that never left. The part you tried to forget. Evan's breath stopped. His reflection, the part that did not match his movements, the voice that imitated him, the shape that pressed from inside the mirror. It was him, not the creature, a broken fragment of himself, warped, abandoned, angry. Another message appeared. You left me in the dark. You forced me to survive where human thoughts twist, where shadows breathe, where reflections eat memory. I became what you feared, what you refused to face. Evan stepped backward. No, you are not me. You are the creature. You are the thing that killed Mason. The cavern trembled in response. A deep growl rolled beneath his feet. Membrane walls pulsed outward as if sensing his panic. His phone vibrated again. I didn't kill Mason. You did. Evan felt the world tilt. Stop, he typed. Stop lying to me. The reply came gently. Too gently. I opened the door, but you led him to me. You begged for help, then punished him for coming. You split us both. You left both of us to die. Evan's chest tightened as memories resurfaced like broken glass. Mason arriving terrified. Evan denying everything. Mason begging him to listen. That scream behind the mirror. That moment when Evan Evan turned away instead of helping. His phone buzzed one more time. I am the half you abandoned, and I am almost whole again. A long shadow stretched across the cavern floor. Evan froze. Something emerged from the haze. A figure, human-shaped. His shape, but twisted taller, thinner, wrong. Its skin glistened like polished porcelain. Its face perfectly mirrored his own, but pale and cracked like old glass. And its eyes, empty. It stepped toward him with slow, deliberate steps. Evan lifted the frying pan weakly. The veins glowed faintly again, sensing the thing identity. It was him, and not him, a thought-given body. The figure spoke. Its voice was Evan's voice, but deeper, hollow, echoing. You broke the creature, but not the reflection, not the memory, not me. It stepped closer, and the cavern dimmed around them. You tried to destroy the thing that followed you, but never the thing inside you. I grew in the cracks. I watched. I learned. Evan's voice trembled. What do you want? The reflection smiled, but the smile belonged to something that had never been human. To come back, to take my place. To be whole. You live. I don't. Give me your breath. Give me your life. Give me what you stole from me. Evan swung the frying pan. The figure blurred and appeared behind him, whispering in his ear, "You cannot kill what you made." Evan stumbled forward, gripping the pan tighter. The figure circled him slowly like a predator studying prey. You split us, but I can be whole. If you stop breathing, just once. His phone buzzed in his hand. A new message, not from unknown, not from Mason, but from a sender he had not seen before. From Mason Hale. Subject run. Another line appeared rapidly. That thing is not you. It is what the creature made of your fear. Do not let it speak to you. Do not believe it. But do not run far. Run toward the light. The final anchor is in you, not in it. Evan's breath caught. In me. The cavern trembled. The reflection lunged. Evan spun, raising the frying pan. Light burst outward. The reflection screamed a sound that shattered like distorted static. It recoiled, parts of its face glitching in and out of existence. Evan stepped backward toward a faint glow deeper within the cavern. His phone buzzed again. Go! Go now. The last anchor is the memory you hid, the truth you buried. Face it, or you will die here. The reflection straightened its twisted posture, eyes burning with a false human intensity. You cannot escape me. I am the breath you hold, the voice you silence, the fear you carry. Let me in. Evan turned and ran toward the pale light pulsing ahead. The cavern shook. The reflection shrieked behind him with a rage that bent the walls. He sprinted toward the only path left, toward the truth he had buried, toward the anchor inside his own mind. Evan ran toward the pulsing light ahead of him, his breath tearing from his chest in ragged bursts. The cavern stretched longer with every step, as if space itself resisted his movement. The membrane-like walls flexed inward and outward, breathing with a slow cadence that felt synchronized to his pounding heartbeat. Behind him, the reflection creature followed, its steps silent, but its presence crushing the air like a tightening fist. The light grew stronger. It flickered in rhythmic surges, casting long, warped shadows that dragged across the cavern floor like reaching hands. Evan forced himself to keep running, gripping the frying pan as if it were the last anchor to reality he still possessed. His phone buzzed violently in his pocket. He pulled it out without slowing his pace. From Mason Hale, subject, do not slow down. Another line flashed. The reflection is unstable. It cannot survive far from your fear. Keep moving toward the memory you hid. Evan gasped out loud. What memory? What am I running toward? The reply came as the cavern shook. The night you broke. The night everything started. The night you refused to remember. A cold wave swept through him. He stumbled but caught himself. Behind him, the reflection creature whispered, Evan, do not leave me again. Do not abandon me. You made me. You owe me. Its voice skittered across the walls like nails dragging through wet stone. Evan forced himself not to look back. The frying pan flickered with faint light, not strong, not bright, but alive. He ran faster. The cavern narrowed abruptly, funneling him into a tight corridor. The walls pressed inward, brushing his shoulders, pulsing with faint warmth. The air grew heavier, thicker, almost liquid. His footsteps slowed, as if wading through invisible water. Then he saw it. A door, standing impossibly in the center of the cavern. A wooden bedroom door, his bedroom door, the one from his childhood home. The one he had not seen in over 20 years. His stomach dropped. His breath froze. No, this cannot be. This is not real. His phone buzzed. It is real enough. It is where you began, where you ended, where you split. Another message. The creature did not come from Mason. It did not come from the morgue. It began here, with you, with what you refused to face. Evan approached the door slowly, every step a war. His reflection creature hissed behind him, but did not attack. It stopped several paces back, as if afraid of the door. He reached out and touched the doorknob. Warm, alive, a heartbeat pulsed through it. His phone buzzed. Open it. Face what you buried. Break the final anchor inside you. Evan swallowed a scream and pushed the door open. The moment the door cracked, light spilled out harsh, white, blinding. He shielded his eyes, stepping through. When his vision cleared, he stood in a familiar room, a small bedroom, peeling wallpaper, flickering lamp, an old mirror on the wall. His childhood bedroom. No. His knees shook. Memories surged in jagged flashes, hiding under blankets, hearing whispers from the mirror, calling Mason in panic, telling him something was in the room, begging him to come over, then denying it when he arrived, screaming at him, telling him to leave, leaving himself alone with the thing in the mirror. The air grew colder. Something sat on the edge of the bed. A child. No, not a child. A younger version of Evan, 12 years old, pale, trembling, knees pulled to chest, eyes fixed on the mirror as though unable to look away. His younger self whispered, "Make it stop. Please, make it stop." Evan stepped forward, trembling. "This is not real," he whispered under his breath. "This is just a memory, just a memory." But the younger version turned his head slowly. His eyes were hollow, dark, reflective, like staring into still water. "You left me here," he whispered. "You let it inside. You abandoned me. You became the part that ran. I became the part that stayed. Evan felt tears burning down his cheeks. I did not know. I did not understand. I thought it was a dream. The younger version stood up. No, you wished it was. You forced yourself to forget, so it stayed with me instead. The mirror behind them began to ripple. Dark fluid spread across its surface. Evan lifted the frying pan reflexively. His younger self smiled faintly. You cannot hit a memory. You cannot break a thought. You cannot kill what you left behind unless you face it. Evan stared at his younger self. What do you want from me? The child stepped closer. Take me back. Take us back. Make us whole. His voice distorted mid-sentence. Or I take your place, like you took mine. Evan stepped back. No, I will not let you replace me. The younger self screamed, a high-pitched shriek that shattered the lamp bulb and cracked the wallpaper. The reflection creature outside the door shrieked in perfect unison. The mirror bulged outward. A shape pushed from inside. Not the creature, not the reflection, not the thought. A pure black silhouette of a child pressed against the glass, its features shifting, searching, growing. The true anchor, the fear that began it all. The thing he saw when he was 12. His phone buzzed again. A final message from Mason. This is the anchor. The first one, the deepest one. Break the memory, break the fear, break the mirror, or it becomes you forever. The mirror cracked. A hand pushed through. A small hand, cold, black, reaching for Evan's throat. Evan screamed and swung the frying pan with everything inside him. Fear, grief, rage. The pan struck the mirror. Light exploded. The child's silhouette wailed. His younger self dissolved like smoke. The entire room shook as though collapsing inward. The mirror shattered into pure white radiance. Then everything went dark. Darkness swallowed Evan whole. Not the sudden blackout of a shattered bulb or the suffocating void of a dream. This was deeper, thicker, conscious. A darkness that remembered him. A darkness that recognized him. A darkness that felt almost relieved to reclaim him after all these years. He floated weightlessly, unable to feel his arms or legs. Time stretched and folded in ways he could not comprehend. He tried to speak, to scream, but his voice didn't exist here. Nothing existed here except the aftermath of what he had destroyed. The mirror, the child, the fear. Something flickered around him. Shards of light dissolving into black dust. He was not dead. He was between. Slowly, sensation returned. The darkness thinned like mist pulled from his skin. Warmth seeped back into his limbs. His lungs expanded with a gasp he wasn't aware he had been holding. Then he heard it. A whisper, faint, distant, like an echo from the bottom of a cavern. Evan. He stiffened. The voice was familiar. Not Mason, not the reflection, not the child. His own voice. A low hum rolled beneath him. The darkness peeled back to reveal stone beneath his hands. He pushed himself upright, vision clearing as the surrounding cavern solidified. He was back in the same realm, but it was changing. The pulsing membrane walls had dimmed. Cracks split through them like fractures in dying flesh. The air tasted metallic and sharp. The hum, the constant, oppressive hum, was growing weaker. He had broken something important. something central to the creature's existence. His phone buzzed faintly in his pocket. The screen flickered as he pulled it out. For a moment, it showed only static. Then text formed slowly, as though typed by trembling hands. From Mason Hale. Subject, you did it. Another line. You broke the first anchor that ever held it. The fear that birthed it. The reflection that shaped it. Evan exhaled shakily. But I am still here, still trapped. He typed a pause. Then, it is not finished. One more anchor remains. Not memory, not thought, not fear, but the boundary between you and it. Evan stared at the message. What boundary? Light flickered deeper in the cavern. A faint glow, weak, trembling. The final message appeared. The boundary that keeps you human and keeps it out. You must reinforce it, or it will return. Through you, a sound echoed behind him. Soft, deliberate, approaching. Evan turned sharply. The reflection creature staggered from the shadows, broken, collapsing, barely holding its shape. Its porcelain-like skin was cracked, leaking black tendrils that sputtered like dying flames. Half its face was gone, dissolved into static, but its eyes, its empty, hollow eyes, still burned with hunger. You ruined me. It whispered in Evan's voice, now warped and shredded. You ruined what I was becoming. Evan lifted the frying pan. Its veins flickered weakly, as though uncertain whether they still had power. The creature took a step forward, its limbs jerking out of rhythm. I waited in your mirror. I grew from your fear. I wore your face before you even knew I was alive. Evan stepped back. No, you are a lie, a distortion. You are not me. The reflection screamed a sound like broken glass, shrieking across metal. Not you, but made from you, made from the piece you abandoned, the part Mason could not save. At the mention of Mason, Evan's throat tightened. The creature tilted its head. He tried to save you, not himself. He tried to warn you. You killed him, not me. Pain erupted in Evan's chest. Stop, he shouted. Stop twisting everything. But the creature only smiled, a fractured smile. Truth is not twisted, only forgotten. It lunged. Evan swung the frying pan. Light flared. The blow struck the creature's shoulder, tearing off a chunk of porcelain skin that dissolved in midair. The creature staggered, but did not fall. The cavern trembled violently, cracks spreading across the membrane walls. The hum wavered, almost fading. Evan swung again, but the pan's glow flickered out completely. The creature caught the pan mid-swing, its cold fingers wrapping around the metal. It stared at him with hollow eyes. Without your fear, I cannot survive. Without me, you are incomplete. Evan gritted his teeth. No, you are my fear, but you are not my truth. I am not your home. He ripped the frying pan free and stumbled backward toward the faint glowing light deep within the cavern. The creature shrieked, "Don't! Come back! We are not done. Evan turned and ran. The cavern twisted, narrowing into a passageway lined with fractured glass mirrors, shattered but not gone. Each shard reflected him differently. One terrified, one enraged, one broken, one monstrous. Voices poured from them. Evan, 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 come back, come back, come back. He covered his ears, but the voices bled through skin, through bone, through memory. He reached the source of the glow, a pool of white light, silent, still, calm, the opposite of everything the creature was. His phone buzzed one last time. From Mason Hale. Subject, step into it. Another line. It will separate you from what was made of you, but it will hurt. It will burn, because it is truth, not fear. The reflection creature shrieked behind him, now inches away. Evan stared at the glowing pool. Then he stepped into it. Light exploded upward, swallowing everything. His body convulsed as searing pain sliced through him. Memories tearing, fear dissolving, thoughts unraveling and reweaving. The creature screamed in agony. No, do not leave me. You are me. You are me. You are. Its voice cut out abruptly. Light consumed the cavern, consumed Evan, consumed the fear, consumed the reflection. Then silence. Evan opened his eyes. He was lying on cold concrete, the morgue floor. His phone sat beside him, still glowing. A single message was displayed from Mason Hale. Subject, one last thing. Evan, do not go home yet. Something followed you back. Evan lay motionless on the morgue floor for several long seconds, his lungs fighting to remember how to breathe. The world around him pulsed in and out of focus, as if reality itself struggled to decide whether he truly belonged in it. His muscles twitched with lingering electricity from the white pool of light. Every nerve in his body felt rewired, raw, exposed, new. But the silence was real. No hum, no whispers, no echo of the creature that had chased him through the broken realm. His vision finally sharpened. Only then did he notice the message glowing on his phone screen beside him. From Mason Hale. Subject, one last thing. Evan, do not go home yet. Something followed you back. Evan pushed himself slowly to a sitting position. His arms trembled under his weight. He surveyed the morgue around him, expecting at any moment for shadows to peel from the walls or reflections to ripple with life, but nothing moved. The air was still, cold, breathable. He forced a shaky exhale. Something followed you back. His pulse spiked again. No, it cannot be. I ended it. I ended all of it. But even as he said the words in his mind, he knew they were a lie. He knew the creature never relied solely on anchors or reflections. It fed on fear, on memory, on silence. Ending the realm did not guarantee the end of whatever had lived within it. He grabbed his phone. Mason, what do you mean something followed me? What followed me? Where is it? The response came instantly. Do not stand up. Do not turn around. Do not look at the walls, Evan. It moves when you look. Evan froze. Every instinct screamed to look behind him. Something primal inside him whispered that he was not alone. The morgue felt too quiet, too held, like a held breath waiting to collapse. His phone buzzed again. Stay still, listen carefully. It is in the ceiling. A creaking sound above him confirmed the message. Evan stiffened. The fluorescent lights flickered subtly as something shifted along the ventilation ducts. Slow, deliberate scraping, not like the reflection creature, not like the child silhouette. Something heavier, something with weight. His grip tightened around the frying pan lying beside him. Its glow had vanished entirely, reduced to nothing more than warped metal. Powerless now, but he clutched it anyway. Another buzz. It is not done. It is not alive. It is not dead. It is the echo, the leftover, the part of it that your fear created. Evan swallowed hard. How do I stop it? Tell me what to do. A pause. Then it wants your voice. Do not speak, not even a whisper, or it will learn you again. He pressed his lips together, suddenly afraid even to breathe too loudly. The scraping grew louder, traveling across the ceiling vents like something crawling on all fours. Then it stopped directly above him. Silence. Then tap, tap, tap. A slow, deliberate knock from inside the ventilation shaft. Evan's chest tightened. His younger self, you had to lie awake hearing that same knock. The memory hit him like a blow. Another message flashed. It is testing if you remember it. Do not answer. Do not move. But he remembered. He remembered all of it now. The taps, the whispers, the mirror breathing, the silhouette watching him sleep, the way he begged Mason to come that night, the way he screamed at Mason to leave when the fear embarrassed him, the way the fear split him into two. He clenched the frying pan so hard his fingers ached. The air in the morgue shifted, a cold draft brushing down from the vents. Then something thin and pale slid between the great slats. A single elongated finger. The metal bent silently as the finger pushed farther through. Another finger followed, then a third, each one too long, too smooth, too deliberate. Evan forced his body to remain completely still. His phone buzzed softly. It cannot see. It cannot hear. It can only feel movement. And it feels you. The vent cover tore downward with a sharp metallic scream. Evan flinched but did not move. Something lowered itself from the vent. Something that resembled a human form only vaguely. A long torso, limbs jointed in the wrong places, skin stretched like wax over the shape of bone, a face smooth and blank, with no eyes, no mouth, only a faint indentation where features should have been. The leftover, the remnant, the fear that had nowhere left to go. The creature hung from the vent like a lifeless puppet, suspended by its legs, head dangling inches above Evan. It swayed slowly, then its head tilted, as though smelling him. His phone buzzed again. Evan, it wants the breath you gave the reflection. It wants the voice you gave the anchor. It wants the part of you that split. Do not give it anything. Not sound, not movement, not focus. The creature's blank head rotated toward him. It pressed its face close to his own, inches apart. He could feel its cold heat, like static bleeding through ice. It lifted one long hand and reached toward his throat. Evan trembled. His body screamed to run, to fight, to swing the pan, to scream for help. But Mason's message repeated in his mind. Do not move. Do not speak. The creature's fingers grazed his skin. He held his breath. The creature stiffened. Its head jerked sideways sharply as if yanked by an invisible force. A deep, guttural rasp filled the air, a sound like dying breath, trying to form a word. Then, from deep inside the corpse-like throat, Van, he nearly screamed. Nearly. But he didn't. His phone buzzed. It is trying to steal your name. Do not acknowledge it. Names give power. If it learns your name fully, it will become you again. The creature twitched violently. Its limbs scraped across the tile like dry branches. Its fingers curled around Evan's shirt, pulling him upward. He clenched the frying pan tighter. The creature opened a mouth that hadn't been there a moment ago. It tore open like splitting clay. A wet gasp followed. Van, let me. Its voice cracked like stone breaking underwater. Evan's lungs burned. His arms shook. He knew he had 1 second left before instinct would force him to breathe or scream or run. His phone vibrated again. Now Evan, while it is distracted, it cannot handle noise and motion at the same time. Use both. Scream and hit it. He didn't hesitate. He let out a roar from deep inside his chest, the first sound he'd dared to make. At the exact same moment, he swung the frying pan upward with every ounce of strength remaining. The pan connected with the creature's skull. A burst of black mist exploded outward. The creature shrieked high. Broken. Metallic. It writhed violently, limbs thrashing, body twisting into impossible shapes as the leftover fear ripped apart from inside. Evan screamed again and swung harder. A second strike, a third, a fourth. The creature convulsed, then collapsed into a dissolving heap of pale dust. Silence returned, real silence. His arms dropped, his chest heaved. His phone buzzed one last time. From Mason Hale. Subject good. Now get up. There is still one place left to go. Evan rose from the morgue floor on trembling legs, every breath scraping through his lungs as though the air itself resisted him. His hands were numb, stiff from gripping the frying pan so tightly that his knuckles throbbed. Pale dust still floated where the last remnant of the creature had dissolved, the particles drifting in slow, ghost-like spirals before vanishing into the cold, fluorescent glow. His phone screen still shone. From Mason Hale. Subject good. Now get up. There is still one place left to go. Evan swallowed hard. Where? Where do I go now? What else is left? The reply appeared immediately, as though Mason had been waiting with urgency. Not a place in this world, not your house, not the morgue, not the cavern, a place between, a place you brushed against without knowing, the place the emails came from. Evan froze. The emails, at the start of everything, before the whispers, before the mirrors cracked, before the anchors awakened. He received an email from Mason after Mason had already died. A voice from the dead, but not the dead. Something pretending, something reaching, something testing if he would listen. He stared at the message. How do I reach that place? What is the place between? Silence. Then, not a where, a when, a moment, a choice. The night everything began. The night you called me. The night you lied to me. The night I died, Evan felt the floor tilt beneath him. No, Mason, you did not die because of me. You died because the creature attacked you. It took you before I understood. It was my fault that I did not help, but I did not kill you. Another message cut him off. You must face that moment. All of it, exactly as it happened. Open the path, correct the fracture, or it will happen again and again and again. A chill spread across Evan's spine. That night had replayed in his nightmares for years, but always in fragments, always distorted. He had never allowed himself to look directly at the truth, to accept the weight of what happened. He typed slowly. How do I go back? A single answer appeared. You already know. Fear remembers. Guilt repeats. Step into the memory. Open it fully. I will meet you there. Before Evan could respond, the morgue lights flickered violently. A cold wind swept across the floor, though the room had no windows. His phone screen dimmed, then brightened with blinding white. The air vibrated. Reality cracked. A vertical tear split open in front of him, like a slit in the air itself, revealing nothing but pulsing white light behind it. Evan staggered backward. No, not another realm, not another hollow world. But this was different. It did not pulse with hunger. It pulsed with memory, with guilt, with a truth he'd buried so deeply it had grown teeth. His phone buzzed one last time. Step through before the moment repeats without you. The slit widened, pulling at him like a tide. He gripped the frying pan and stepped in. Light consumed him. Then, cold air, wet pavement, flickering street lamp, his breath fogging under a moonless sky. He knew this place, his childhood street, outside his old house, the night he called Mason. But everything was wrong. The houses were silhouettes without detail. The trees had no leaves. The sky had no stars. The world was built only from memory, unfinished, unstable, flickering at the edges like corrupted video. A young Evan stood in the middle of the street, 12 years old, barefoot, eyes wide, phone clutched to his ear. Evan's heart hammered painfully. He remembered this moment. His younger self whispered into the phone, "Mason, please. Something is in the mirror. I saw something. It is watching me. Please come over. Please hurry." Evan's eyes stung. He watched his younger self collapse into sobs, crying, terrified, humiliated. He remembered hanging up, remembered the shame that twisted his gut when the fear faded a little. He remembered sitting alone afterward, furious at himself for sounding weak, and he remembered what he said when Mason arrived. A door creaked open. Mason stepped out of the darkness, not the corpse he had fought in the morgue, not the echo or reflection, but Mason as he had been in life, alive, breathing, confused, concerned. He walked toward young Evan, kneeling beside him. "Evan, hey, I came. What happened? Talk to me." Evan felt his chest collapse inward. This was the moment, the fracture in the timeline, the seed of everything. His younger self shook his head violently. Nothing happened. "I made it up. Go home, Mason. I do not want to talk about it." Evan stepped forward. Stop! I remember this wrong. I said worse things." The scene did not pause for him. Mason placed a hand on the younger boy's shoulder. "You sounded scared. I would never ignore you. Do not push me away now. Let me help." Young Evan slapped Mason's hand away. "I do not need you. Just leave me alone. Go home." Mason flinched as though struck. Evan remembered it with horrifying clarity. The shame, the anger, the fear of looking weak, the way he raised his voice, the way Mason staggered back. Hurt, confused, devastated, young Evan yelled again. I said go. Why did you even come? I do not want you here. Mason's face crumpled. He stepped back, and another figure stepped behind Mason. A shadow, a blur, something that had been watching the whole scene unfold. Evan's heart stopped. The creature, not yet formed, not yet shaped, but present, waiting, choosing. It had followed the voice, followed the fear, followed the call Evan made in panic. And because young Evan rejected Mason, because Mason stepped away, the creature stepped in. Evan screamed, "No, no, stop. Mason, look behind you." But the scene continued as it always had. Mason wiped his eyes, whispered something that cracked with heartbreak. "Okay, I will go, but I wish you told me the truth." He turned. The creature followed. Evan lunged forward, but his hand passed through the scene as though it were smoke. He shouted into the night, "How do I change it? How do I save him? How do I stop this?" His phone buzzed. From Mason Hale. Subject: "You do not save me by changing it. You save me by accepting it." Evan froze. Then another message. "Go to him, not the memory. Me, I am waiting behind the moment." The world rippled. The street dissolved. Evan fell again, forward, not down, into a new version of the night. A version he had never seen. A version he was never supposed to see. A dim hallway, a closed door, a figure standing behind it. Mason, not a memory, not an echo, but the real one. Or what remained of him. Waiting, Evan stepped toward him. Then the door swung open. The door swung open with a slow creak that echoed through the dim hallway like a breath being released after years of being held. Evan froze where he stood, his fingers tightening around the warped frying pan out of instinct rather than confidence. A cold breeze drifted from the open doorway, brushing against his face like the touch of something that remembered him intimately. Inside the room stood Mason, not the corpse he had fought in the morgue, not the reflection, not the fractured echo that haunted his memories, but Mason as he should have been, his posture solid, his eyes steady, his presence real, except for one detail. He wasn't illuminated by any visible light source. He radiated light from within, as though he was made from the memory of his own existence, rather than flesh or shadow. The hallway itself bent subtly around him, as if reality had folded to make space for him. Mason smiled faintly. "You made it." Evan took a single step forward. Are you really you?" A breath of silence. Then, "I am what remains of me. The part untouched. The part the creature could not copy." Evan's throat tightened. "Mason, I am so sorry. I am so sorry for everything. I let you down. I didn't believe you. I didn't help you." Mason lifted a hand. "You didn't kill me, Evan. But your fear let something else reach me, and it reached you first." Evan lowered his gaze, guilt curdling inside him. "I pushed you away, and because of that, I died," Mason finished calmly. "But you're not here to fix the past. You can't change the moment. Nah, you can only understand it. Evan forced himself to meet Mason's eyes. Then tell me why I'm here. Tell me what I need to do. Mason stepped aside, revealing something behind him. A doorway, not physical, a frame of woven darkness and light, swirling with threads of memory, fear, and something older. The doorway hummed with a low, vibrational tone that felt alive, as though the threshold itself breathed slowly, waiting. "This is the last place you haven't gone," Mason said softly. "The place the emails came from, the source, the origin, where it learned your name, where it learned your fear." Evan stared at the doorway. "It looks like a door to nowhere." Mason nodded. "A door to what you never dared to see." Evan swallowed. "What is inside?" "The truth," Mason answered. "Not the creature's truth, not the echo's truth. Your truth. And its beginning." Before Evan could take a step, the hallway warped suddenly. The air around them thickened, shadows stretching like ink spreading through water. A low growl vibrated through the walls. Mason stiffened. "It knows you're here. It followed the memory. It followed your fear." A shriek tore through the hallway behind them. Evan whipped around. The reflection creature, or what remained of it, was dragging itself forward along the floor, its limbs cracked at wrong angles, its torso sagging and collapsing inward. It was dying, but not fast enough. The cracks in its porcelain skin exposed swirling blackness beneath, like smoke trapped behind glass. Its voice wheezed. "You left me. You left me again. I am you. I am what you refuse. Come back. Come back to me." Mason stepped forward, his presence drawing the creature's gaze. "You cannot follow him here," Mason said. "You are only a fragment, a broken piece." The creature convulsed violently, its hollow face twisted into a mockery of Evan's own expression. "If I am broken, he is broken. If I die, he dies with me. He is mine. He is my fear. He is my beginning." The walls shook. The doorway pulsed harder. Mason looked at Evan urgently. "Go, now. You can't fight what is left of it. Not here. Not anymore." Evan hesitated, torn. "But what about you?" Mason shook his head. "I am already gone. But you still have a choice. Walk through that door, or stay here and let fear remake you." The creature screeched. "Evan, Evan, Evan, come back. We are not done. You and I, we are never done." Mason's voice softened. "You have to choose. Do you face what you truly are, or let what you fear most become you?" The floor cracked open beneath the creature. Tendrils of white light burst upward, pulling it downward. It clawed at the ground, shrieking in rage and desperation. It screamed Evan's name again and again, voice breaking into distorted static. Evan took one last look at it, the thing born from his fear, shaped by his denial, fed by the memory he buried, and finally understood. "You're not me," he whispered. "You never were." The creature choked on its scream. Then it dissolved. Mason looked at Evan with a sorrowful smile. "Good. Now walk." Evan stepped toward the doorway. The threshold rippled like water disturbed by wind as he approached. The swirling darkness parted slightly, revealing brief shadows of moments torn from his past. Him as a child, staring at the mirror. The first whisper he ever heard. Mason's face. The night everything changed. The reflection watching from the glass. The emails appearing on his screen. The creature crawling through his memory, the cavern roaring beneath reality, every image pulsed with painful clarity. Evan reached out his hand. The doorway reached back. Mason's voice echoed softly behind him. Whatever you find inside, do not run. Do not deny it. Do not break again. Evan stepped through. Light consumed him. Then the world fell away into a void deeper than memory and older than fear. Light swallowed Evan so completely that for a moment he thought he had ceased to exist. No body, no breath, no thought, only an expanding white that pulsed like a living star around him. Then, slowly, sensation returned, not pain, but weight, not fear, but gravity. He felt his feet touch invisible ground. Though no surface was visible beneath him, the void shifted. Shapes drifted around him like fragments of torn photographs caught in a silent, swirling wind. Each fragment showed a moment from his life, snapshots pressed into empty air. His childhood bedroom, the mirror that first whispered his name, the night Mason came, the morgue, the cavern, the creature, the fracture, the fear. But the void held something else too, something deeper. A single black shape hung suspended before him, perfectly still, perfectly silent. It had no form at first, only a shadow, a density in the light. But the longer Evan stared at it, the more the shape hardened into the suggestion of a figure, not a creature, not an echo, not a reflection. Him, not as a child, not as an adult, but as something stripped of all illusion, a raw outline of every fear he had ever buried. The figure lifted its head. You finally came. The voice was his, but hollow, resonant, as if spoken through an empty vessel. Evan stepped backward. What are you? The figure floated forward slightly, though it made no movement. I am the moment you broke. I am the thought you refused. I am the truth you never let surface. You were so afraid of me that you tore yourself apart and left me here in the dark. Evan shook his head. No, I faced the creature. I faced the memory. I faced everything. The figure's voice deepened. You faced what was created from your fear, not the fear itself, not the truth that birthed all of it. Evan felt something twist inside his chest. What truth? Tell me. The figure reached out its hand, not aggressively, not violently, but with terrifying calm. The truth that you called Mason, not because you were afraid of the mirror, but because you were afraid of yourself. Evan froze. The void around him darkened. Fragments of memory swirled faster, colliding and dissolving into one another. He saw his younger self, shaking, clutching the phone, crying harder than he remembered. He saw Mason worried, kind, unprepared, and he saw something else, something he had forgotten. He wasn't calling for help. He wasn't calling because a creature had appeared. He called because the figure whispered inside his mind. You saw something in yourself, something you didn't understand, something you didn't want to accept, something you tried to bury. Evan clenched his fists. Stop twisting it. I was scared of the mirror, of something inside the mirror. The figure's voice shook the void. There was nothing in the mirror. You saw yourself, and you couldn't accept it. Evan staggered. The world cracked around him. White light fractured into black fissures. A rush of heat filled his lungs. He remembered. He remembered looking into the mirror that night. He remembered seeing his own reflection, terrified, fragile, uncertain. He had screamed not because the reflection didn't match him, but because it did. The figure drifted closer. You ran from who you were, so your fear created a monster. Your denial gave it shape. Your guilt gave it hunger. Your silence gave it power. And I became the shadow left behind. Evan's voice cracked. Then what are you, if you're not the creature, not the echo, not the reflection? What are you really? The figure tilted its head. I am the part of you that you killed when you chose fear over truth. And you left me here, alone, in the dark. So your fear filled the void instead, and it grew teeth. Evan felt the weight of years press down on him. Then what do you want from me? The shadow reached out its hand again. I want to return. I want to be whole. I want you to accept the part you buried before fear remakes you again. Evan trembled. And if I don't, if I refuse, the void roared. Then the fear grows back. The creature returns. The echo awakens. And you break again. Evan breathed slowly. So this is the end. Not a fight, not a chase, a choice. The shadow nodded. Accept me or die afraid, as you have lived afraid. Evan's chest tightened. He thought of Mason, his smile, his disappointment, his messages guiding him, his final quiet sadness. He whispered, I don't want to be afraid anymore. The shadow stepped closer, and Evan didn't step back. Its hand touched his chest, a surge of warmth, a surge of pain, a surge of truth. Memories overflowed. Every fear, every lie, every moment he'd pushed himself away, every time he'd chosen silence instead of reaching out. He felt the shadow sinking into him, not consuming him, not replacing him, but rejoining him, as if a part of him had been missing his entire life. The white void dimmed, the fissures closed, the swirling fragments stilled. Evan gasped. The shadow was gone. Not outside him, inside him, part of him again. A voice echoed softly, you are whole. Then the void collapsed. Evan slammed back into existence, lying on the cold concrete floor of the morgue. But something was different. He felt heavier, clearer, grounded, present. No static in the air, no whispers behind the walls, no reflection watching him from unseen angles. His phone buzzed. A single new email from Mason Hale. To Evan Price. Subject, you did it. Evan opened it. The message was only one sentence long. Thank you for coming back for me. Now live. Evan exhaled a breath he had held for years. For the first time since childhood, he felt unafraid. He stood. He walked toward the morgue exit. He pushed the door open. Cold morning light spilled across his face. No whispers, no echoes, only the world waiting for him. And behind him, for the first time ever, the silence was just silence. The story ends here. Thank you for watching and listening to the whole story. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell to listen to the next stories.